Yes, sir. Welcome to the Penny Hardaway episode number 1.
Yes, sir.
Of the CC Me podcast. I am your co-host, Cameron Carter.
And I'm backing them up, man. Corey Clyburn today. And we thank y'all for listening in, tuning in, tapping in.
First and foremost, we were able to bring in 3 A-list celebrities
for
our first guest. We were able to bring in 3 A-list celebrities. It's very rare when you get all 3 members of the clean slate in one building.
This episode might be worth some money.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. I've been asking where the ads at. I need a few ads.
Ain't nobody got this interview yet.
Hey, I know. And it's an honor, you know what I'm saying, episode 1 for us to, you know what I'm saying, really be able to sit down with y'all and kind of just break down, you know what I'm saying, the vision.
Definitely.
It shows your execution. This is a prime example of Cam Carter execution, bro. Period.
Hey, man.
Yes, sir. We definitely see what y'all been working on, man. It's a wonderful vision, at least from an outsider looking in. I know I'm not as closely associated as Mr. Carter is with the rest of y'all, but definitely have been viewing it for a long time, probably longer than y'all would think.
Wow.
For sure, definitely big deal to be
I
here.
appreciate that.
So,
bro, for real.
First and foremost, 7-year anniversary was May, right? May.
Yes, indeed.
All year long.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course. Okay. So, I had to get that out there because I think people like, you know what I'm saying, they see y'all come back and they see, you know what I'm saying, maybe shirts pop up over the summer. They was like, man, where this come from? But they really don't know, you know what I'm saying. 4 or 5 years, what was going on, you know, back at the T, back in Malik, like, you know what I'm saying, how long the process really went. First and foremost, I actually want to start with a little current event.
Okay.
Y'all remember the Malice at the Palace?
Of course.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? Today's the 15-year anniversary, and it's still crazy to me. Like,
that on IG.
I think it's crazy that really happened. Like in the NBA, like when we were alive, you know what I'm saying? But like when we go to the games now, and you see how much security is around. It kind of seemed OD, but then you look back at that situation, you're like, dang, wish they had a little bit more security. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of wanted to hear y'all thoughts.
To speak on that, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think we have a shirt design in the cut for
it's
that.
in the cut, no lie.
It's low key though.
Shout out to Ron Artest.
Key.
Yeah, I remember
You feel me?
We designed that shirt a long time ago, not too long ago, but long ago.
Yeah.
You know, to represent that moment today, and it's funny. Like if we would have been prepared for, I think today would have been a great.
Oh God, a great drop.
yes.
The
Great
drop
drop.
would have been crazy.
Great drop.
The drop would have been
Even
crazy.
if it didn't sell any numbers, but just the fact of like just to be able to
the culture.
capitalize on that fact, you know, I think was super important. But yes, just that was a little sidebar.
Yeah.
Shout out Jermaine O'Neal too, real nigga.
And Stack.
Side note too, bruh. Now I remember where I met you at, my boy Graylin crib.
There we
bro.
go.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I was gonna tap on it. I was gonna touch it today.
Bro,
but,
Okay.
And the craziest part is my granddad was a DJ, and you know Graylin's father's a DJ.
DJ.
So that was the person that was his understudy more so. Like they were like anytime my granddad couldn't do it, hey, I gotta call his pops. You know what I'm saying? So me and Graylin used to hang out on Sundays at my crib. Like he came with his pops after church. So that's how that came like full circle.
Okay.
Full
Yeah.
circle. But I mean,
okay.
Jeff, since you already touched on the Graylin, you know, first thing that come to mind with that, which I kind of see, another thing I've been noticing in the cut, mentorship. How big is that with y'all? I mean, moving forward, I mean, just from the outside looking in again, you seem really relatable. I'm sure it's a ton of kids in the city right now who in a few years will be seeing y'all even on a bigger stage, bigger spotlight, and wonder, how can I get there? These guys came from the city. Same place I came. How did they get there? So just talk about the mentorship a little bit, if you can.
I think that's everything. I think we came from an era where, like, older people weren't really like releasing information or weren't trying to tell us shit. So can I curse on here?
Yeah, you alright?
Yeah.
You alright?
Hey,
You know me.
Speak,
Come
bro.
on, like,
Speak.
People weren't trying to really like tell us shit. So you know, I always taught the clean, and we always like got this saying like, yo, we vow to never be like any of the big homies who we might have came across coming up, you know what I'm saying?
Stingy.
So we accessible. You can hit us off the DM, you can call me, you know what I'm saying?
Facts though.
Nah, that's and
Facts.
I'm gonna talk about my first interaction with these gentlemen right here. I mean, I don't know if y'all still remember, but I think it was Epicenter a few nights ago. Everybody was, having a good time, but I had just so happened to be wearing your shirt. You all shirt, the Hood Boys release. Hood Rich Boys released.
I remember.
I had the T-shirt.
That was a good night.
And it was a great night first. A great night first.
Amazing
but
night.
I made eye contact. I showed up late. I'm in the back of the line, cheap. $20, that's my max trying to get in the club. So I'm in the back of the line, and up ahead I see y'all waiting to get in. You made eye contact with me for 1 second. and I pointed to the shirt and pointed back at him. And he just made like the coolest laid back reference, man. Like it just showed kind of like how humble you all are. You know what I'm saying? It's not really going to the head, even though I thought it was a big deal to kind of catch you out, to create a shirt that I appreciate. It was kind of dope just getting that interaction with you, man. Just as a person on the outside, it's appreciated for sure.
I appreciate that, bro.
It's crazy. Lately, we've been working on that, cause like being a creative, you notice how much your head be down, and like I say that just like we rather work than go out, go play, whatever. But like at last few months, that's been a topic. Like yo, bro, we gotta show our face some more.
Yeah.
Like we gotta
Enjoy
get out here some more. So like that's been a big thing lately. Like you catch Clean Slate in the club, you catch Clean Slate in an event that we don't got nothing to do with. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a huge thing, and we just love that love.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because we give so much love, and like when you're a creative, a lot of times you don't get that same love back. So like to be out and to like, oh man, what?
Yeah.
When me and Clean in the club with the
Yeah.
water,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Little Remy and Coke in hand, like,
You know
hey,
what
what's
I'm
going
saying?
on? What we got going on? What's up?
And it's so hard to get Hefe out the crib because he 30 years ahead, bro. So like this nigga, you can't even.
I'm always trying to make the next dollar.
Hey, fact, though, okay.
That's a fact.
So that wants. I wonder. Well, I guess really going back to when you came back home, how because I feel like that's when a transition happened within the brand. The brand never died,
Right.
But everybody was like, wait, you know what I'm saying? We under construction. Let's figure out how we gonna pop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my first question is, how hard was it for you to interact with the brand Clean? You know, from being outside the city, not being tangible inside the city, but you know what I'm saying, like really trying to have your stamp on it.
I think especially as we move and transition to another moment for our brand, especially in my life too. I'm about to leave Charlotte again and go to Portland. I think that it's funny. Jeffrey always says, right? He says the Clean Slate was never designed for me to be at home. And I think it takes a certain type of person to say that, a certain type of teammate to say that, a certain type of coach to say that.
Facts.
So I think the biggest thing, more than anything, I think me not being at the house, does a lot more for us than we ever know,
Right.
But, I also know the value in us coming and being together as well. I think, it spikes growth, it spikes relationship, brotherhood. I feel like in the months that I've been here, I feel like we've gotten closer, you know what I'm saying? And we all grew up together, but I feel like just in the months that we've been here, I think it might speak to, we're older, we have more responsibilities, but I can honestly say that even as just friends, as brothers, I know we've definitely gotten closer, so
Right.
I think, man, it's not hard. It's just more so about, it's just the game that we play, but I think that we cut for it for sure.
No, that's a fact.
Absolutely.
I understand, like, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to Clean Slate, the brand, but then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 agency. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Well,
I feel like the relationship, getting even deeper because, it's just not about clothes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all have gone down so many different avenues with the podcast, with, you know what I'm saying, with everything from the summer, like,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? That's where it really comes from. It's genuine. It's for the city. So
Right.
like for the brand and the history for Clean Slate, like, I guess all three of y'all can go around, but like, what are 3 words, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you could explain the brand, like, when you created it, when y'all really created it, like, what were the 3 words you could say, yeah, this is what we kind of set in stone?
I think it's 4,
Okay.
but it's in the bio on the Clean Slate. It's just my perspective. It's concepts, thoughts, ideas, expressions. Like we always look at the brand. We don't move on a fashion calendar. We move on our calendar. We
Factual.
move in. I look at it like a mood board. You remember back in the day when like mood rings was popping?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the ring would change colors. Like that's the brand. Like that's how we move. If
That's
it's
a
like
fact.
it's like if it's almost like this. Like if we don't have the open shot, we're not gonna take it. Like it's no point. When we up 50. That's how I look at it. We in competition with nobody. We up 50. Like on the floor playing 1-on-1 with Jesus. That's how I look at it.
Fact.
You feel me?
Fact.
So like we don't have to shoot every time to be heard. So I feel like just our presence alone. Even just like us walking. You know how NBA players do the photos when they walk through the arena.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah.
And we walking through.
Fact.
So that's how I look at it.
Okay. Yes,
That's
sir.
hard. I would say when we first created this, I feel like the first word was hungry. Like it was such the hunger, you couldn't even place it. It was so wild. It was so, I don't want to call it juvenile. I want to call it youthful. It was super youthful. It was super infant amateur stage, and when you at that stage, like it's so much, that's when it's all about talent. when you in that amateur youthful stage, that's all it's about. And I feel like us transitioning that hunger and talent into something that came together like as a structured unit, that's when it got like that. High school to college, that's when it was like that, yo, I'm going
That next gear.
Exactly.
Sir.
Most certainly.
Facts. Jeff,
What was the question again? 3 words to describe.
the brand, like
brand?
the history of the brand, like when y'all first sat down and were like, all right, yeah, this is a clean slate.
Oh man, catalyst. Sheesh. That's just the one word.
That's a big one.
Like
Facts.
this shit really like changed my life, and it was never expected. Like it wasn't even started to do so. It was more so just fun, and this shit completely flipped everything upside down.
Facts.
Completely. I don't know where I'd be at today without it. Honestly.
Honest.
So take me behind the. I guess we'll just talk about the Weedy shirt and 5 Girls. Like take me behind that vision then, and then I guess we can even talk about 5 Girls. Shirt release coming out now. Like what was the vision between those?
True story. I was on a date in Brooklyn with a shorty.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Right.
Uh-oh.
No lie. I was on a date in Brooklyn with a shorty at five guys in Brooklyn, and I just ate, and I texted Jeff. I was like, "Yo, what if we flip the 5 Guys logo and turn it into 5 Girls?" That's literally how that came about.
Damn.
Wow.
I was living in New York. He was living in L.A.
Yeah,
I just got off
okay.
a date at 5 Guys, and I was like, "Y'all got this idea." Wheaties, right? This is back in A&T, right? Was it A&T?
Yep.
A&T. Go ahead.
I remember that one. I remember that day that I designed it. I went to his crib that morning. He had an apartment.
Yep.
And 40 Ounce Van had posted the old Joel's Bape ad on Twitter. So I seen it and I was like, yo, should like cut Joel's out of this and like do something with it.
Facts.
So then I had been super into studying like old Supreme and like I'm like super into like old hood shit.
Facts.
So like I remember them cereal box tees from back in the
Yeah.
day where like they have like the Frosted Flakes man might have some chains on
Yeah.
or something. But I was like, yo, we should do a cereal box tee. And then I came back from his crib and I shot back over to my ex-girlfriend crib at the time. And then I created it. And then I sent it to this guy and I sent it to him. And then I was like, bro, you fuck with this? And he was like, nigga, that is a banger. I'm like, you sure?
banger.
Like, nigga, that's a banger.
Off the rip.
And that's how that started. And that Weedy shirt has lived so many different lives.
Yeah.
What?
We was literally
Yes.
like on the phone with Joel Santana off that shit.
Come
like,
on.
Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all a crazy
crazy.
story, right? Crazy story,
Yeah.
bro. I was sick that day, right? We was in my crib. I ain't give a fuck. I'm like, yo, bro, we having this conference call. My life depend on it.
Yeah.
Like,
Facts.
cause I had like Clean was telling me like, yo, bro, trying to get on the phone. Like, what we trying, bro? Let's like, and it was people in my crib. Like, we had like one of my roommates had a studio in his room and shit. So it was just
a lot
it'd be a
going
lot
on.
happening. You feel me? So I'm like, bro, fuck that. We going in my room, bro. We shutting the door. Like, Clean got him on the line. And we really had a whole conference call with Joel Santana in my room. I'm slick, like, I'm sick. I'm fucked up. I'm laying on the bed, Clean in the chair, Hefe in the, or Clean at the end of the bed, Clean, Hefe over there. And we just all like, I'm like, damn, we really talking to Joel right
Crazy.
now. Like,
That's
crazy.
crazy.
about a shirt that, like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
And it's
that
crazy.
shit's
Real quick, it's
wow.
crazy.
It's crazy. I was I think I might have been messaging him before or whatever. And I remember we was all together
Right.
at his house.
Right.
And
Okay.
I think Jeff might have still been there for some
Okay.
reason. Jeff stayed there and I left. And I remember I used to stay in the Aggie Suites.
Okay.
I remember pulling up in the suites, like in my parking spot. And I got a message from Jewels. And Jewel was like, yo, call me. I sped the quickest back over to Paul and them house. I
And
was
Clean
like, yo,
don't even speed, bro.
I was like, yo,
Facts.
Jewels, I don't.
Facts.
I was like, yo, Joel's want to talk to us, and that's when we had that talk. I never forget. I made the quickest U-turn to go back to
Damn.
Paul's house.
That was crazy.
I think that was so dope because I know like growing up, Joel's was like the baby of Dipset.
That's a
But he was
fact.
like the illest, so like I kind of resonated with him, and he was like my favorite member next to Jim Jones and Cam, of course, but I don't count Cam.
Ask that. Okay.
But yeah, like damn, like I just resonated with him so much, just being like the baby of the crew, but he was the nicest. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
Facts.
that was just super hard to talk to Jewels. Free Jewels, by the way.
Facts.
For sure.
Facts,
Free that,
though.
man.
Free
No, that's a
Jewels,
fact.
man.
Hey, since we talking about y'all designs, man, just y'all tell me big influencers. At least me personally looking at it, it seems like music seems to influence a lot of your designs. It talks a little bit about y'all era that y'all appreciate the most as far as music is concerned. You just spoke on it with Dipset, you know, those type of guys. So real early 2000s, you know what I mean? That sort of rap. I think that's influencing y'all. But y'all tell me what seems to be influencing your designs.
Well, I would say that era for sure.
Okay.
Like that early 2000s, mid 2000s. That was really like the illest era to me.
That's a fact.
Like to
Facts.
be real, like style was baggy, but it was hard.
It
Like,
was super hard.
everything was just so unapologetic back then.
Mhm.
Like I feel like now everything just looked at too hard. It was more clothes were designed more freely back then.
Yeah.
The style was just crazy.
We culture babies, so like I'm gonna always like it's funny, a lot of our friends and like confidants or whatever like will get on us or get on me specifically about being an old nigga. Me and Hefe, they be like, oh, them the old niggas like type
Yeah.
shit. But it's like we just have a super big appreciation for like the culture we came up on. You know, it's like when you cherish things as a kid and then you become an adult and then you look back at the things you used to cherish, you gain a whole new appreciation for it. So like coming up, how I'm like, yo, like my pops, like he raised me up on like 90s shit, 80s. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love samples. Me and Hefe, like some days we'll get in the car, me, Hefe, and Clean, we ain't playing nothing but old school. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. Like nothing but player music. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll ride around all day.
Pimp shit, yeah.
Nothing but straight player pimping.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Come
Real.
on.
Like you gotta catch that energy in your shoulders. You know what I mean? Like so whether it's cross colors, FUBU, like Supreme, Bape, like really just like that whole era. Oh my God, the 100. Shout out, man. What? Let's not even talk. Me and Clean was just talking about the 100s fitted when they first
Oh, yeah.
released the 100s fitted the other day. They like Bobby Hundreds had put up some content recently, and it was just to see Wale in that bust down 501s with like it's just
Clean.
it's an energy,
Nostalgia.
Like, it made me think about when me and Clean would be
Nostalgia.
like walking to school and we talking about like Wale tracks, like
Yeah.
just like Daytona Squared and like little, you know what I'm
Nike
saying?
boots.
Like
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
like it just wow. It made like I hate to backtrack, but bouncing off what you said about TCS,
Yeah.
in one word, TCS reminds me of like 2010. And I say that because like 2010 is really what changed our life. Like
Wow.
our swag got different. Our older homies was going off to college, so we kind of had somewhere to go. When it's like they got a game at Central. Let's go
Expanding
fuck
your
with Emerson and
horizons.
it. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
speak on that. They went, not to cut you off, but
no, you got it, brother.
they left, but I also looked at it as like them passing us the baton too.
Facts.
You know, in that same way, like, you know, the big homies left, but I looked at it like I never forget. I was like, I can't wait for these niggas to leave. I'm ready. I'm trying to stunt, yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like,
My spot.
trying to get it. Like,
Facts,
you know, but like that's why, you know, that's so speaking on that. But like when they left, that's how I looked at it. I looked at it like, okay, you know, we can run the floor a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Feeling
That's
that.
crazy.
And shout out to Emerson too, man.
Shout out to
Wow.
Emerson, man.
Like
Wow.
such a I know like
We say it every day.
man,
Every
I
single-
don't think the clean slate would be what it is today if we didn't see him like what he was wearing, and we wasn't even the type of niggas that was gonna ask like, bro, what's that? We might just see bro with a Preem hat on. It's like when nobody was wearing Preem.
Nobody.
And we might see that. We'll go home and Google it. We ain't gonna ask the big homie like, bro, where you get that from? We gonna Google it.
Go
You see him with a
Google
10 deep shirt, we gonna Google it. You know what I'm saying? So we got put on the game just through being curious.
And I want to shout out Joel Aponte, bro. Joel, this is a dude like I've never like growing like when we was young, like 2010, 2009, like Preem hats was ridiculous prices, like and like you wasn't getting them. You know what I'm saying? So like a nigga like Joel, nigga, we working with a budget, like you know what I'm saying. A nigga like Joel's like, nigga, shit, I got Preem hats in my storage unit, bro. I'll sell it to you for like $25-$30. It's warm, but you can wash it and it'll be straight. And it's like, oh
Damn.
shit, like. Let me cop that. You
Yeah,
feel me?
facts,
Like
yeah.
it's just and that's I think that's more so what swag is about. That's what it like it's I can count like countless times where like stuff has been passed to us and I'll see Clean give it to a random young nigga like yo bro, here bro, it's you, and they'll be like, what? And you see that bro, they so happy just to, you know what I'm saying. Graylin calling me, he outside.
I don't know.
Y'all seen? All right. I'll call Graylin back.
Okay.
But yeah, like it's like that really touches me. Like to see that people came before us and we got to a place where it's like now we passing stuff to other people.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
that's a fact.
that's it. It's scary at first, but once you in it, oh man,
You in it.
Wow.
And
You already own music. Let me just say happy anniversary. It's been about a year now. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Since Don put that shirt on. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying right here.
sir.
Wow.
But I kind of wanted to ask y'all about that because I remember Clean's caption talking about like, you know what I'm saying, seeing your favorite player, you know what I'm saying, in a jersey, you know, in your jersey, you know what I'm saying, like just the nostalgia, the feel behind that day, because that day I can tell everybody the whole day. I remember, you know what I'm saying, from sunrise to sundown.
That's
like
a fact.
I remember that whole day, and then I remember to get home safely tour when I'm standing behind y'all in line, freezing my ass off on a Sunday.
Wow.
Trying to see Dom get off that bus, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Facts.
like that's another bringing it full circle, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? That was crazy, but yeah, I guess you know
That
what I'm
was
saying.
super crazy. I can't. Every time it's crazy because every time I listen to Volume 2, when that intro comes on,
Hey, I was finna say it. That's
what it
crazy.
take me back to. I remember how I felt when I seen Dom go on stage to
man.
that intro. I was like, God damn, that's crazy.
Man, I can't explain it. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole day and just like the feel like on the stage, like everybody singing Platinum Chanel, like even the intermissions when SOB came on and the whole crowd was like bet. Like and I looked around like, oh, I didn't know y'all was rocking like this.
Crazy.
But yeah, I mean like shout out to Joey Supreme too,
Oh,
first and
man.
foremost.
Shout out to
Wow.
Joe.
First and foremost, before we
Shout
go
out
any
to
further.
Joey, man.
My God, yes sir. I had to say that. Definitely, it made me think about, you know what I'm saying, the Tinker hoodies. You know what I'm saying, that we did, you know, through
Oh, wow.
West Charlotte.
Shout out to Cam Carter on that execution. That
Hey,
was
man.
unmatched.
Oh man, that's when we first. That's
That's-
really when I remember really like getting in the jail with you, bro. And
Right.
really like getting some work in, which was that West Charlotte project.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that was an amazing year.
Let me just
Amazing
say,
project.
I personally feel like deeply. I feel like the West Charlotte project changed Charlotte.
Yeah.
No lie.
That's a fact.
I'm just
That's a
throwing it
fact.
out there. You know, I don't think man, that's just like that one. That I don't know. I have no words for that one. I feel like that was like that changed the city. You know, like you talk about, you know, doing man, I only had the words personally.
Yeah. I
That
remember
was-
you
that was a
you
special
sent the
one.
video and you was like, I'm speechless, and I was just like, yeah,
Like, that's
it. That's
man.
the epitome. Like that's
Like you talk about, you know, they talk about using your gifts for good deeds. I feel like that was like the total epitome of that. You know, like really like giving back while like also looking forward and reaching ahead.
Right.
You know, like to put them kids on the spot like that. And man, I feel like too, like I feel like they hadn't had anything like that.
Yeah, never.
You know,
Yeah,
like
never.
And you know, I
Yeah.
also thought it was genuine the fact that they didn't know us and we didn't know them.
Yeah.
You know, but I never forgot I was living in Tennessee, and I was on the phone with Jeff, and I was like, yo, what do we do to market these hoodies? And I think we was on the phone and we was like, yo, what if we got West Charlotte basketball team to model the hoodies? And I never get just geeking out in my crib like, oh my God.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like,
yeah.
and you know, that opened up a book that started another chapter, that started another chapter.
Cause that was before the Dom. That was before everything.
Yeah, before
Like,
everything.
yeah.
Like, all of that just like kept proceeding to one to another thing.
Yep.
And I feel like it finishes here. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that
Domino
was a
effect. For
domino
sure.
effect for sure.
What's crazy about that is like I'm glad he mentioned that. Like it literally started as a lookbook, and it just I remember just kind of taking a step back and seeing like like week by week, it was just like whoa, okay,
Traction.
that lookbook turned into let's do this interview, like that lookbook turned into let's do this commercial, like you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
this is. Then that turned into like we really presented a visual to a young man's mom.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was his mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that, I've never done anything like that before.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm only 25 and I did that. Like, that was like, whoa. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's different. You
Shout
know?
out Florida State doing this thing too.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
finna
yeah.
already
Shout
say
out
that.
Pat.
19 the other night. My boy working at 3 blocks. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Yeah, that's my boy.
Wow.
But touching just that whole time, like clean. I wanted to ask because we keep talking about, you know what I'm saying, you moving back. Now looking back on it, how pivotal was it for you to be in the city with them as you guys progressed this much?
Yeah, for
you know what I'm
sure.
saying, in the last year.
I think like again, going back to like us just growing as brothers, I think, I grew as an individual too. Like they always said, like as a face of the brand, it's up to me to move certain ways. It's up to me to set certain standards for the city. So I think if anything, I grew as an individual, and like one of the biggest things at the Clean Slate is that we hold each other accountable.
For sure.
And like Jeff has no reason or no issue calling one of us, said like, yo, you slipping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, and how dare you look at him a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because, I feel like if you look at him a certain way, you're looking at yourself a certain way.
Factual.
So I think, at the Clean Slate, I think we hold ourselves accountable a lot. So I think, man, just moving back home, it helped me just to be on my A game and sharpen my A game a whole lot more for sure.
One thing that like I'll say, I'm gonna touch real quick on that Dom point. Dom, one thing I've learned about Dom is that he's a man of very few words. Like he don't say much. He talk with his actions. So like, even though like I can count on my hands how many times that we've had like dialogue with Dom, you know what I'm saying? But I can't count out on my hands how many times he showed us something.
Show love, yeah.
with his actions. Like, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Like, and that's like I've learned more from that than I've learned from the dialogue. You know what I'm saying? So like, I say that's one of those things like, and Clean moving back again, it just kind of put us, it was almost like God was like, okay, bet, I'm going to bring him back. We're going to pull this man from his job and we're going to pull you from your job. And we're going to make y'all make this y'all job. You understand? And like, once that happened, it was like, okay, bet, I understand what's going on now. You know, like we grown ass men, and like you either gonna take the risk or you gonna fall. Like, and we don't fall, so we just had to take the risk.
I think it was important for I kind of looked at 2019, like back in like December 2018. I was looking at the Clean Slate like it needed to be like rebirthed.
Wow.
So I think him moving back home, I think the tail end of the year he was coming back home a lot. And that's when we was doing the West Charlotte thing, the Dom thing. And that was the start. And when 2019 hit, I was like, yo, this is like the rebirth. This is the beginning again. So I think him moving back home was perfect for the time. And it's like, it's the end of the year right now, so the foundation has been laid.
I mean, it's crazy.
So like he can peacefully go to Portland and know that
and
the
know
company
everything
gonna
good.
be all right.
Everybody's
You know what I'm
good.
saying?
Yeah, no, that's a big fact.
That's a fact.
No, that's a fact. One thing we do here, we got a little segment called One or the Other.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just a couple. You know what I'm saying? I did a little fashion, a little music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, a little player.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Something slight.
Okay.
First one, we're gonna do Jordan 11s or 7s. Which one you going with?
Ooh, sevens.
Yeah, okay, I was just making sure.
Easy.
Sevens.
Sevens.
Trench coats or bomber jackets?
Ooh, me and Clean
Trench.
right for that trench.
Yeah, I'm a trench guy myself.
Do the trench.
I'm a trench guy myself.
Real player.
Okay.
Yes,
All right, here we go. Megan or Cardi?
Ooh, Megan.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan
The
who?
Stallion.
Megan who?
I was thinking about Megan Good. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
hey, hold on now.
No,
I'm gonna say Megan Thee Stallion, but I'm tired of Megan Thee Stallion.
Wow.
It's a lot of twerking. It's a lot of
She
twerking.
wasn't even in my head.
Hey.
Like,
I
I
feel
wouldn't
you.
even-
That's crazy.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, best answer of the day.
Megan Good might be the best answer.
That might be the
High-key.
best Megan.
I give
I-
that.
Definitely,
you
definitely,
got
the best Megan.
definitely
That's
the best
the best
Megan. I
Megan,
can't think of
for
no
sure.
Megan close.
Cardi for sure. You got Markle under there too, but Megan Good.
Yeah, okay, that's her last name.
But I will say though, Meg Thee Stallion, like I was the one that was kind of like, y'all hyping this Joan, like she cool, but like nah, like last week her content was there.
Nah, facts. Hey.
Yeah, it makes me think about like how well they really, you know what I'm saying, they market her.
Yeah.
Right.
And that makes me think about all the marketing y'all done like individually, like starting with you with the with the art, the art show.
For sure.
So just talk to me about the vision of you painting in the middle of the street, because didn't the police pull up?
Bruh,
Didn't
Fez
the
pulled
police
up.
pull up?
cool.
That was legendary.
Look, no cap. Listen. We had a vision, right?
Okay.
We had a vision. I'm be honest with you. We had the vision. We had this video shot, and I personally just did not like it, right?
Okay.
Right.
And I was on their ass. I said, listen, have Paulie set up shop in the middle of the street
Damn.
and just paint his life away.
Facts.
And that's what you saw.
Shit.
dope.
I'm talking
I
about
believed in that. I
what?
believed in that vision so much, and I said, "Bro, this is the perfect man for
That's
it. Just
it.
have him
Yeah.
just set up shop in the middle of the
In the
street."
middle of the street.
That's
Damn.
Feds came by. They was like, "Sir, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm painting."
We told him to
What
come
you
to the
doing?
art show.
Yeah, you might as well show.
It was funny. Hefe said, like, soon as I finished talking to the Fed, Hefe like, "Hey, bro, make sure you pull up to the art show, nigga." Like, you feel me? Like, so that's crazy. Like, and honestly, bro, to be real with you, I never thought I would have an art show.
And I was
About
gonna
to
ask you
say,
that. Just
niggas really threw an art exhibit.
yeah, like that's my question to y'all. Like, talk to me about like
never-
because you know what I'm saying when you make clothes and y'all sell clothes, like
Right.
that's love. But like, talk to me about the different type of love you felt at that art exhibit. Like, just the whole thing. Like everybody that showed up, like the shirts selling out. Like, just talk to me about the vision of the shirts and like.
That's one
It was
thing.
deep in there too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. We was in there deep. That was the same day that London came out. I'll never forget it.
okay.
I was on the way there, and I was like, oh shit, Cole on a.
Yeah.
My boy Thug coming crazy.
Yeah.
But nah, to get back to it, yeah, just tell me like how much love you
It's
felt
funny,
that day.
man. The shirt Clean got it on right now too.
Yeah.
It's like the shirt Word to Joy Supreme. We need to revisit and re-release that, and that's a topic.
Definitely.
You know, that's definitely a topic. But I never thought I'd have an art show. Like, art for me as a kid was like, I was just nice at it, but I never did nothing with it. Like, Word to Hefe, we just culture babies.
Facts.
So like, I was the nigga in art class at J.H. Gunn Elementary, nigga on the East, nigga. Like, nice. I had like a little pad. I used to do graffiti and shit. So like, and Sterling, no, bro. I grew up with Sterling in church, St. Paul, bro. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, I know
Yeah.
his daddy,
Okay.
bro. His daddy
Yeah.
nice on the trumpet.
Yeah.
You understand? Hey,
Hey,
St. Paul,
hey.
you feel me?
Shout out Mr. Jones, my
Nah,
boy
bro,
Jalen
Mr.
behind
Jones,
the camera.
Bro, what? This was the only dude I know that was 13, 14 playing for a high
Jones.
school band.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about nice.
crazy.
Like, you hear me? But that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, like the art though, like I never thought it would be that. Like
Wow.
me just drawing in class, getting in trouble for drawing graffiti and sneakers
Wow.
and shit like that. Like that turned into, when I was a kid, I was into like music, dirt bikes and shit. Like before I met them, I used to ride dirt bikes and shit. So like,
Okay.
and then freshman year, I broke my leg.
Damn.
So I broke my leg, my arm, and my finger all at the same time, and I was fucked up in school. Like it was a thing. Like everybody in the high school remember that shit because I was walking around like fucked up.
Damn.
Feel me? But like I thank God for that. Changed my life.
Wow.
It literally took my love and passion for music and turned it into, bro, you need to become a DJ.
Transfer it.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That art, like the art that was just tucked away, it's like, oh shit. Like, and like
Here
my
it
art,
comes.
and it's crazy. The DJing and the art was like, my DJing came in at like 13, 14, and the art didn't come until I was in college.
Wow.
Like, you feel me?
Okay.
Like the province.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to Greensboro. That's when I really like picked up the art. It was like what do you use it for? Like therapy. I use art for therapy
Therapeutic.
in college, bro.
Wow.
Cause like, you know, a lot of family shit be going on.
Just get away. Just
Right,
get away.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
so I use that for therapy, and
feel
then niggas would come through the cribs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah.
Goddamn.
Therapeutic.
You feel
It's
me? And
therapeutic.
like, they'll come in my room and they'll be like, bro, Wop, you paint? I'll be like, yeah, but that ain't.
Don't worry about
it. And then, bro, shit, I got a dub for you, bro. Let me
Right.
get that piece right here. And I'll be like, oh, wait a minute,
Damn.
nigga, that's 20.
That's how quick. That's how quick.
That's
it'll
$100 off
start
the
right
rent,
there.
nigga. Let me
Wow.
get, you know what I'm saying? Let me get
Wow.
that. But like, yeah, bro, like, wow, bro. My family came out there,
Right.
bro. My nigga, bro, we was off the, shout out the false ID,
we
man.
was in there
that nigga,
loaded,
what?
drunk.
Big drunk.
That was my job. Well, I ain't work at the social status store, but I did social media for them. So that was my job at the time. But
Yeah.
I was just loaded. I ain't care. It was my man's celebration.
Yeah.
Like,
That shit was, my nigga
Yeah.
Hefe had the pinky on, son, with a black shirt. Son, my nigga,
No
like,
cap.
yo, son, like, my mama was in there. We
Nah,
was
facts.
fucked up.
Facts.
Like,
Yeah. Nah,
what,
facts.
man? It was really that energy,
Nah,
bro.
yeah.
My granddaddy was in there, Big
Yeah.
Lenny, goddamn.
Yeah.
Nigga, what? That shit was crazy.
That's love though. That's
That
all
shit's
love.
crazy.
Man,
Like,
look, it sounds like y'all, I hate to backtrack, but
No,
back to the brotherhood thing. It seemed like that's a real big pillar as
Oh,
far as
yeah.
what y'all built your whole brand on. If
Wow.
you could just kind of touch back on that to where that started. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all acquainted with each other, just for the people out there. How did y'all really come together originally?
ninth. Well, me and Clean go back to like a Dale Curry basketball camp where
Wow.
Steph was one of our counselors.
sheesh.
That's a
Steph,
fact.
like Anthony Morrow. I think Seth might have been a counselor as
Okay,
well.
okay.
But that was crazy. So I met him there, and then we clicked there. But we ain't had like communication when we was jit. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I ended up seeing him first day of high school and just recognized his face. I'm like, bro, did you go to the Dale Curry? Oh yeah, boom. We was tight ever since, and we
Wow.
had the polos on. That was the first block. Boom. We go to like a third. What was it? 4 blocks in. So it was like a third.
Third.
We go to Miss Carbone class, science class.
Yep.
me and Clean in there, Paul in there too though.
Yep.
So we meet Paul, you know what I'm saying? My nigga Paul sparked a conversation about my forces. He asked me where I got my all whites. I'm like, nigga,
That was the stupidest question on what, bro.
But nah, we was all just fucking with each other though, you know what I'm
Facts,
saying?
God.
So ever since then, we all just been cool. And Paul was a huge damn Kanye West fan early on.
Facts.
And he was
Wow.
singing what Estelle and
Yeah.
Kanye, American Girl.
Hey, that's a banger.
That shit,
That's
bro.
that's a banger.
I was in the
Yeah,
class like I'm
man.
singing. I don't give a fuck who like. And then this nigga Clean turn around like
He know.
I'm like, yeah.
Hey.
Because I was sitting right here, and I think Vontae was sitting like right there in front, one of them, and Clean was sitting right here. I never forget because he turned over his left shoulder. I remember that. And like I asked Hefe the stupidest question. It was the best icebreaker in the world.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, bro, where you get your all white shit to stove? Like, I'm like, bet, nigga, like you feel me? We all fresh in the class, nigga.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nigga, you feel me? Right after that, nigga, we walked out that class, nigga. We talked every day since then, bro.
Damn, that's
For
real, bro.
that's love.
Dope. That's not.
That's
That's
love.
dope.
Shit's
Like
crazy.
What's that? What was we 14? That's about 11, 12 years deep, man.
Yeah.
14,
That's
yep.
crazy.
Coming
Yeah.
up on 12 years.
Damn.
Shit crazy.
Straight authentic. That's what it
Shoot,
sounds
so-
like. Straight authentic.
Shit is wild.
One more thing on this marketing side. Let's talk to me about the barbershop vision too, because I think that was a very important, pivotal time in the city. It was
Oh,
hot.
over there at Moose.
Yeah,
Moose,
it
right?
was
Yes,
it was
sir.
hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it wasn't even really just like the shirts. You remember? And well, quick side note. So I was in New York with Miles for about 10 days. I told Clean, I said, hey, Clean, I'm gonna send you the address in New York. Send me the shirt. I'm gonna wear it up here.
Wow.
We're gonna fuck up the city. I'm gonna wear it in New York City. I don't know where, nigga, but it's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? So I wait for the shirt. I'm like, God damn, where's my shirt? So I'm up there for 10 days, bro. So it's like the 7th, 8th day. I'm like, yeah, it's supposed to come on this day. I done called. We can't find the shirt. We can't find it nowhere. I'm on the way back to the city. They like, bro, we found it. It was in the wrong complex, like mailbox. So now I'm waiting for it. So then I'm like, shit, I go to Miami in 4 days. Just send it straight to Miami. So then I end up, I
You
think
wore it on like a cruise.
yeah, and then I wore it on a cruise in Jamaica. You know,
That's hard.
yeah, Bahamas, not Bahamas. You know what I'm saying? So that was just a little side note story. But yeah, let's talk about the vision of the visual was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So just talk to me about that a little bit.
Man, like secretly, like the barbershop is just like everything. I want to open a barbershop,
Wow.
Oh, okay.
but I also would love to learn the art of
Of a
it
barbershop.
before opening.
Wow.
So if I ever have any spare time, like don't be surprised if you catch me at somebody barber school or some
Ja-
shit. You know what I'm
That's a
saying? Just,
fact.
on
Cut
some,
by
just
Jeff.
trying to get
Yes,
the
sir.
trade to become the
Hefe
entrepreneur of
cuts.
it. And it would actually be the clean slate cuts.
Oh, I love
Facts.
it. I love
You know
it.
what I'm saying?
That's a
But
fact.
I
everybody
love
grew up seeing that poster. Everybody done got a do-rag out the beauty
Facts.
supply store.
Facts.
Everybody done went and got a cut. Every
a
black
fact.
man know what the barbershop mean to the black man.
Yeah.
It's the sanctuary.
Yeah.
You know
It's a
what I'm
lot of
saying?
like first times in the barbershop. Your first time knowing what a bootleg is. My
Facts.
first time seeing porn was in the barbershop.
Fact. Yeah.
Bootleg, nigga, that's
Yeah.
a fact, nigga. Yeah. First time knowing what I'm dead ass, nigga. My first time knowing what a booster was and on my mama, bro. My
He not lying. Hey, look,
I
he's
swear to
not
God, bro.
lying.
My
It's a marketplace, bro.
Bro,
Nah,
I'm
it
sick,
is.
bro.
It is.
I ain't know what a booster was, bro. I was a jit, bro. We was goddamn right on North Tryon, bro. My mama hair salon that she would go to was right on North Tryon, right down the street, goddamn, from uptown, like. And I would like, you know how you can't really go far. You 8
Right.
years old, you feel
Yeah.
me? Nigga, I leave the beauty supply store to goddamn, you know,
Take a
just
little stroll.
yeah, moving around. You feel me? And that's how you learn. Like I learned what a booster was.
Damn.
Lady coming in the beauty supply store, she got 8 purses on this arm. 4 on this
Yeah.
one, nigga. She got a duffel bag full of weave bundles and
Yeah.
all the shit. And you just like, what's she doing? Did she
Yeah.
rob somebody or something?
Right.
Like, what's going on, nigga? And like, that's when your aunties and your mama tell you, oh no, that's the little lady. She got this for
the little
sale
lady.
and that for sale. And
Probably
Facts,
know her
though.
name. You know.
you
what I'm
feel
saying?
me?
Yeah.
That they call it a little lady.
Yeah, that's what-
like,
If anybody asks.
Junkie
Yeah.
might come in the barbershop trying to sell you a pork
Sweeping
chop,
up the hair.
some deodorant.
$2 for $2.
man.
Hey, I lied to you not. I was at Nikki's 3-4 weeks ago. I'm walking out of Nikki's. Dude come up to me he like, bruh, I got deodorant for $1. I'm like, damn, nigga, is that Dove men's good? Nigga, take this. Was that $2? Nigga, take $2. Nigga. Got in the car, said, boy, I got deodorant and a meal for $10. Like, come on, bro. And I had just ran out of deodorant. I'm like, man, it's the hood, bro. Like, my boy Cam went back to school. Shout out to Cam and Winston, but he told me, he was like, damn, bro, I just missed the 4. And I think about it, like, I've been home for like damn near 3 years now. It's just like, damn, like the 4 has been pivotal in my life for like, you know, 2/3 of my life. You know what I'm saying? If not the whole, you know, the whole thing. So I think it's just crazy, like, especially for you. You know what I'm saying? Growing up right down there, and Graham's being right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that's just pretty dope. You know, kind of hopping off of the marketing side, but shout out to Pete Frank. I kind of wanted to talk to y'all about that, because I think y'all been doing, y'all went crazy. So just talk to me about that relationship.
Man, we started doing the podcast. We did the podcast with bro, and then at podcast we like, bro, you need to let us do a documentary on you, because that nigga funny as hell,
bro. What legend?
So we asked him to do the doc. Man, we actually came through on the doc, had a meeting, and man, you know, we just been rocking out ever since. We did a project with him just on like the marketing side. I would kind of say A&R, and just really just being, you know, his right and left hands through the process of his last project, Still in the Streets.
Okay.
And we still got his documentary. We just got to finish one part, but we pretty much been working on that all year. We worked on that through the process of the project. But yeah, man, documentary should be coming. I ain't gonna say soon. It'll probably come at like sometime first quarter next year.
Yeah, okay. That's lovely.
Yeah, so full year, wrap up the full year, really documenting his process and put that out. But that's my dog, though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen my boy in a minute. We gotta get up, dog.
Hey, that story on y'all podcast about that shit from his ass to his ankles, bro. I watched that shit like 6 times.
That nigga had my
ribs.
I could see it was genuine laughs. You know what I'm saying? I could see it was genuine laughs.
And it's like being with Frank, like so the way, like me and Hefe, like even all of us, like we got like a good, we like a basketball team. You know what I'm saying? You got the clean, shake hands and kiss babies. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah, he like the face of the brand.
He the face of the brand. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the nigga, like I'm the gritty nigga. I'm gonna check you at the door. Like, we got ideas too, but like nigga, I don't be with the bullshit. You feel me? So like that's just how it is. But like with Frank though, like I really dove in with Frank. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Hefe would be running that project, but it would be like a Hefe, like, man, it's 9 o'clock, man. I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? My nigga Hefe going to design.
I hate the studio.
Yeah, like, Hefe hates the studio, bro. That is not his place to be. Like, he don't fuck with it. So, like, I would stay all night.
Right.
Feel me? Stay 3, 4 in the morning, like, and just, you really learn people like that. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Like, I'd do it again with another artist. It just got to be the right one.
The right artist.
I got to want to stay there till 4 in the morning.
Facts.
And the way, like, just being with Frank every day, bro, like, you learn so much. Like, he 5 years older than me. So, like, he like he not too far ahead. He like your older brother, but, like, y'all kind of on the same vibe. Yeah. Like, as far as, like,
he can still connect.
Exactly.
Culturally, yeah.
You know, so it's, like, just being there, like, it's just, and you got to be ready for everything.
Facts.
Like, anything. Like, I'm talking, bro, you... Like I remember one time I parked my car at the studio and Frank like, shit, bro, I gotta go somewhere, bro. Come on with me, bro. Goddamn, we ain't get back to the studio 7 hours later. Like, literally. Like, I'm not kidding, bro. So, like, it was just crazy. Like, man.
Fucking with Paul and Frank, I remember days.
Oh, man.
Coming home when the sun came up. Onyx the night before.
That was
half drunk.
What?
I said, man, I ain't fooling with you and Frank. No.
Frank will have you going, like, we'll go from the studio to the club, to the strip club, to Waffle House. Nigga, then back to like, bro, he'll go home, shower, nigga. I'll go home. I'm trying to catch at least 4 hours, nigga, because I'm dead at this point.
Yeah,
like,
it's time to go.
You feel me? And literally, it's like you wake back up, that nigga already up an hour before you, nigga, back in the car, like
on go, like, what's up?
Where you at? Oh shit, well, meet me here. Goddamn, hurry up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit just, it's wild, man. I love Frank, bro.
That's dope.
I love Frank, bro.
I hate to switch gears here, man. Appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, being on the platform first. You know, we not done yet. But just for wanting to get that out there again.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Talking about clean slate, man. We talked about the past, the present. What about the future? 5 years, let's go with 10. 10 years out.
Let's let Clean start with that if y'all don't
How do y'all
mind.
see this going?
Man, it's always the same. I never imagined 7 years us being here. You know, so like I couldn't even tell you what the future looked like. You know, I just know with hard work, determination, and with the Lord, I know we'll get there.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
like
Yes, sir.
That's right.
it's funny.
God
We
is
always
great.
say, you know, we know ahead, but we don't know what the journey is like. You know, so I know what it looked like. You know, when we come through in the Maybach, but I don't know how we're gonna get there. I'll be honest with you. You know, I know it's gonna take sacrifice. You know, but I couldn't even tell you. You know, 7 years. Like I never thought I'd be going to work at Nike next week.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
But like
It's
I knew I want to get there.
Yeah.
You know, but I didn't know what it would take to get there. You know, I didn't tell you. So it's funny. I was saying the other day, I was saying, on the journey, you lose so many different things. You lose, you know, not saying people, friends, but you just lose certain things. You look at them as losses, but it's really the Lord just making room for what He has for you.
Right.
You know, so I look at it the same way, you know. So I'm not saying that, you know, we're not going to have to take more L's, but, you know, we're going to have to take a whole lot more L's,
Right.
you know, to bring in more room for what we need. So that's how I look at it.
Hey, that's a great outlook. Hey.
Nah, that's amazing.
I think honestly though, like it's like a I don't know, like Clean did this project right when we was in high school in sports marketing and entertainment class, and he told the whole class that he was gonna work for Nike. And it was just crazy, like, cause we all got like these projects, like, well, you know, we getting A's on them, like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I really wish we could like contact everybody like in that class
And let them know,
like,
hey,
yo, bro, this was no
this
bullshit.
my nigga on the way next week.
Like,
Yeah,
seriously,
for real.
like I'm gonna find Mr. Mack, the teacher from that class, for
Fact.
real. He was a cool dude from New York, white dude, bro. Like, he loved black people though. You know what I'm saying? So like, I want to contact that man and let him know, like, yo, your student who did that project on working for Nike, he's really going to work for
tangible.
Nike.
He really
You should
did
follow up.
Yeah.
You know, like
Facts.
Yeah.
factual.
Facts.
You know, so that's I just wanted to say that, bro, because that's very important.
No,
For sure.
yeah.
Like, manifestation is real. People
Yeah.
don't know, like, write it down. Literally,
Yeah.
write it down. Like, us all three, we have journals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got work journals, personal journals, all of that, bro. We write every day.
No,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Whether it's what you got to do today or what you want to do next week, you know, whatever, write it down. Everything. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Even and piggybacking off of that, I remember I was still working at Concord Mills. I remember I called Clean on the phone. My birthday had just passed. He told me, he was like, you know, you 20, you know what I'm saying, you 23. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, here you go. You know what I'm saying? Just think of 6 rings. He said, just put these 6 ideas down. This is, you know, before, you know, 4 or 5 months. He's still in Tennessee. Like, I call him. Like, I was always Clean. I'm calling. Like, hey, I need some help. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, like, he told me to write these 6 goals down. And he was like, just go after these 6 goals. And it wasn't that I was, you know what I'm saying? I guess I wasn't, you know, physically trying to just knock out these 6 goals. But, you know, every turn, it was like one of them keep getting knocked down every 2 months. You're like, damn. I didn't even think that was finna, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think that domino effect would, you know, come full circle and hit me like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like, it's pivotal, like you said, to write it down, like, type it out. Like, even if you, because my handwriting sucks now. You know what I'm saying? Type it out.
Real quick, I was cleaning up my crib the other day, and I remember that. It was Jordan year. Jordan has 6 rings, so I said, write down. My Jordan year, I wrote down, I was talking to my new buddy that I wanted to work at Nike. And I was cleaning up my crib the other day, and for the reason I was cleaning it up, I saw
going to
one of
Nike.
the goals,
Damn.
you know,
It's incredible.
being checked
Damn.
off. So
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow, that's
crazy.
amazing.
The question was like next 5 and 10 years.
Yeah, next 5, 10 years.
All right. So I already be thinking. I'm a long-term thinker.
I like it.
So I'm already thinking to 30. So I'm like I'm on like a slow grind. So I'm understanding that I'm gonna take these next 5 years to bump my head and learn as much as I can learn. And I always see life at like 30, 35.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, using all the work that I put in my 20s to fulfill my dreams. Like I always say, like, all of us pretty much, like, we accomplish everything we say we're gonna do.
Facts.
And I know, like, one of his last biggest goals that I know of was to work for Nike. And you know, just to see us get these dreams out early, or like, you know, me going to design at Diamond Supply at like 23 or some shit, like,
facts.
you know, that was, all of this shit is crazy.
Right.
So, you know, I think I'm setting myself up to kind of maybe like step out of clothing in between 30 and 35.
Okay.
And like put some kids in position to run the clean slate. I always tell them, like, I'm trying to run the clean slate from ahead to set it up to not really have to like lean on any of us.
Right.
But you know, that's me just looking at the long haul. So
Fact.
I don't know what I might go like learn a new skill within the next 5 years or something. Like I said, like you
Go
never
get that
know.
license.
Like,
Go get that barber license.
nah, you
For
never
real.
know. I wouldn't want nobody to look at me crazy for doing that. But
Nah.
like I always got like an entrepreneurial mind. So like after I designed for Diamond Supply, no cocky shit. Like I was like, man, I'm good. Like
I did it.
I only got one more goal is to get
Facts.
rich. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts.
So that's my whole goal now. I'm really just trying to figure out how to turn into like enterprise hefe in between 30 and
Yeah.
35.
That's
Have
dope.
about 8 to 10 businesses or some shit in the city.
Tell me this right before we finish up, Jeff. Talk to me about the one-on-one with the first black sheriff.
Oh man,
Just
shout out
talk-
to Gary McFadden.
Yeah, I
man.
think that's why I try to touch on everything before we finish up because I want people to understand it's not just clothes. You know what I'm saying?
They
Like,
are.
Right.
across
they don't
the
really
board.
understand like
It's
the
bigger
last
than that.
year. Like it's crazy how much shit y'all really like knocked out, and it's like, all right, I'm gone. But it's like,
Right.
damn, like
Facts.
y'all ain't done though. Like you know what I'm
sprint.
saying? Like just talk to me though
Big
about you feeling like you were the one that needed to do that interview, and even talk to me about UNCC. A few weeks ago. Just talk to me about that part.
Man, it was always. I'm starting to get a kick out of like speaking in front of audiences. That shit
dope.
is like dope and therapeutic for me.
Wow.
But
Oh, I saw that forum too. UNC Charlotte.
yeah, man. Shout out
Saw
to my
that
boy
too.
Jay Reed in the
Yes,
Purpose
sir.
Group,
Yes, sir.
Cam and all them
Yes,
good
sir.
folks over
Shout
there.
out to Jay.
But we were speaking on what was we?
My bad.
I'm
We were
sorry.
talking about the one-on-one with the sheriff.
sheriff.
My
Oh,
bad.
Shit.
shout out to
My
Gary
bad.
McFadden, man. I felt like it was time. The city's still crazy, but it was crazy as hell at the top of the year, man.
It
Like we
was.
started off the year crazy. The murder rate
Left and right.
was crazier than it had ever been at that time of the year
city, yeah.
in the city. So I just felt like, man, something I had to put my hand in the pot a little bit, and then it was personal because McFadden had investigated. I lost a brother in 2002, and McFadden was one of the investigators that wanted to open up my brother's case again.
Wow.
He was on the original team and it didn't get solved, and he wanted to open my brother's case back up. So that's what kind of made it personal for me. So
Wow.
when I was talking to him, and I started telling him my name and this, that, and the third, and I could tell he was silent, but I could tell he was just going back in a memory
Thinking.
bank in his
Yeah.
head. And he was like, yo, this is crazy. And once he spilled that, I was like, yo, we gotta link up and really do something. It started off as just me talking to him.
Wow.
And then yeah, man, we came together and really did that. And that was crazy. It was a good time to do it. I can't really say if any results happen because shit's gonna be crazy.
It's
regardless.
regardless. It's the
It's
city.
gonna-
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
But it was just a good time to do it, man. And I felt like it was a good time to interview him too. I got in the Charlotte Observer off that shit and everything.
Yeah.
And it was a controversial time for him too, because the White House looking at him because he not really fucking with the ICE movement
Right.
and everything. So
Right.
I think the energy was just perfect surrounding
Yeah.
what I had going on and what he had going
Perfect
on.
timing. Yeah.
And coming together to really do something for the city was important.
Nah,
For sure, nah, definitely. I think just getting a different look, man. You know what I'm saying? Out there, every time we see somebody looking like us, it's not on that level. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from a young African American, young black dude. So just definitely good to see. Good to see.
I mean, we about to finish up. But,
Yeah, man. Hey, if somebody out there behind, they not hip, they need to get some clean slate gear.
Yeah.
I know everything.
yeah.
I know everything goes on the day, so
Yes,
doubt.
sir.
But any upcoming releases, man? Any
What's up with
sites,
that Ali hoodie?
Instagram?
We got
links?
that Ali
We got
coming.
that
Yeah,
Ali
okay.
coming.
Okay.
About to shoot the lookbook in a couple days,
Ooh.
so just stay
Hey,
tuned.
This gonna be my man Clean Bow Graceful project
Yeah,
before you go to
okay.
Portland.
That's
Yeah.
lovely.
He's
He's gonna be on
That's
this rare
lovely.
model shit.
That's
Rare
okay.
Rare model Clean.
Yes,
Rare
sir.
model Clean.
I always
Yes,
tell
sir.
Clean like, yo, you a star, my nigga. You gotta own that shit. And he
Come
don't
on,
be,
man.
you
Come
know,
on, man.
he
That's
a humble
clean, man.
dude.
That's clean, man.
But like, yo, you gotta wear that shit. Like my brother always told me, like, shit, goddamn, nigga, if you that nigga, then
You that
be
nigga. Wear it.
that
Yeah.
nigga. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Facts.
you know, I try to push my guy out there as much as possible, man, to not to be more than John, but to be that J Clean. You know what I'm saying?
And like you
So-
say, it's actions. It's
Right.
actions. It's not many words. You know what I'm
Not
saying? If
many
you call them,
words.
you get some words. If you like you, you know,
Facts.
nah, I'm playing. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's for real though. Like you know what I'm saying? He gonna show you his actions if he really if you cool with him, you cool with him. And like
No
he
lie,
gonna show
right.
you love regardless of where y'all at, what he got
No
going
lie.
on.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Kind of wrap it up. What y'all listening to right now? Just one song or maybe one album from the
and
last
I
few
killed
weeks.
it on the couch.
Okay.
I'm listening to
Larry
Larry
June.
June.
Come on, I was hoping you said because the
Come
new
on,
tape
man.
going crazy, man.
What? I'm listening to Larry June. Hey,
man.
if another, bro, every female I run into, I'm telling them about that Jacquees because it's hard.
Hard.
You understand? About 6 songs on there going.
Hard.
I Air John. I sent them to him like, baby, you need to listen to
This.
this. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? But other than that, ain't really too much. I listen to Frank a lot.
Yeah.
I listen to
Yeah.
Frank. What else? I listen a lot of old school.
Fact.
Feel me? Lot of old school. Like, what else is new though? Like, besides the Larry June,
Wale.
that Wale.
Wale was
Sir.
special.
Wale got like 6 Jones
Wale
on
was
there.
special
The,
with
the
that.
new Tory Lanez.
Hard.
Yep.
I mean,
Couple
that's
blues,
Chinks,
he got
though.
some bangers
That's
on there.
Chinks, yeah.
That
Chinks, you know how
it
Chinks
was
go.
just like okay.
Thank you.
Heard you.
Thank you.
You know.
Needed
And,
it.
and one thing I like about Tory Lanez, I wasn't a fan at first.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I'm a Drake
Okay.
fan.
Oh,
So
okay.
like, I'm not,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
okay.
We're not even going to play with it. But, and let's talk, we can talk music.
Yeah.
Like, not just on no, like,
Yeah.
oh, that's Drake. No, let's talk the music.
Yeah.
Because one thing I know about a lot of Drake, anti-Drake people,
Yeah.
they don't listen to the music.
Not
Yeah,
the
I
music
don't.
Feel
at
me?
all.
So
It's all love. but
he
yeah,
said,
I
he
don't.
said, yeah, I don't. See? Feel me?
I
Like,
feel it, though.
but nah, like I actually like he really like me and Hefe. I was on the phone with Hefe as I was like getting new music and shit, and he was like, "Bruh, what was that sample?" And one of the producers sampled like some Snoop, and
Wow.
then Tory Lanez went and got Snoop on the song, or he'll sample that "I'm Sprung" with T-Pain,
Yeah.
and then go get T-Pain
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
I
Jerry
peeped that.
Sprunger.
Putting
Like, you know what I
Ashanti
mean?
on the
Like,
front of it and on
bro.
the album. That's lovely.
Yeah.
You hear me? Like, and
He cheated.
this is post. This is.
He cheated.
You think he cheated?
It's cheat code.
That's
bruh.
not cheating because you got the leverage.
But I mean, he been doing it for 4 or 5 years. I tell people like that first Chinks
Feel me?
tape, like
That
the
Chinks
first
Song
one.
don't even gotta be good if the sample.
Nah,
fit, right?
if you already know what the song is too, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Ellie Dollars. Been
Yeah.
listening to that Les too.
Okay.
Oh man,
Oh,
real
shout out
player.
to my boy Les out in Houston.
Okay.
Real player.
Okay.
On the
Okay.
daily, I'm listening to Larry June.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to a lot of old Jim Jones and Max B.
Mm,
Free Max B too.
On the
Yes, sir.
everyday, I'm listening to Larry June, West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher, Conway, Freddie Gibbs, and Frank.
I love Benny the Butcher. Like I love they hunger,
That
but I
Buffalo-
can't get
that
to
Buffalo
listen. I
grit.
can't get to
Yeah.
listen to it.
That
Hefe be
Buffalo-
trying to put me on, but
If you think about it,
I don't know.
it's like shit. A nigga like Benny the Butcher really telling the same story as a nigga like Frank.
Nah,
Right.
yeah,
It's
you're not lying.
it's just your neighborhood
That's
in your
not-
city.
You're not lying.
Right.
Shout
It
out
is.
Buzzin'. Buzzin' the first one that told me,
Shout out
hey,
my boy, he from Buffalo.
that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? That was the first one. Like, yeah,
Okay.
Cam, get on this Benny.
Yeah, get on
Say
that
less.
Benny, yeah.
Say less. You know what I'm saying?
Shout
Yeah.
out Juice, Grape Hugo, first nigga
Yeah.
I ever seen
Wow.
in the city. Cause which one is his cousin? West Side Gun.
I think he. I remember Juice brought West Side Gun
To
to
the
the city
city.
when nobody knew.
Damn.
Nobody knew who he was.
Mm.
Feel
Damn.
me? That's a fact. Juice was the first to bring West Side Gun to ever tell me like, yo, you gotta fuck with my Griselda niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, yo, who is that? He like, yo, like, this is them. Like,
Damn.
you know
They
what
got a
I'm
show on
saying? So-
Saturday. I'm gonna probably step out to
Okay.
Oh, that's
it.
dope.
They co-headlining with, or not co-headlining, but they're opening for Freddie Gibbs on his tour.
Yeah,
Facts.
Freddie gonna
Set
go
the
crazy.
film on
Shout out
Saturday.
Freddie.
Conway
Yeah.
and Benny opening.
I'm still trying to get that Cam Carter execution on Freddie right now.
Okay.
Wait.
We got
for
hit
you.
Lambo or something.
That's who I've been emailing.
Shout out to
I
Lambo.
need
Got hit
Lambo. Yeah, I
Yeah,
keep
met
hitting
Lambo
him.
once
Okay.
in-
I
in
keep
LA.
hitting
Hey,
him.
knowing Cam Carter, you gonna be
He
there.
figure it out.
You
He'll
gonna
make
be
it
there.
happen.
You feel
Keep
me?
it, man. Nah,
You
but
feel me?
hey, man, this was lovely. This was all love. This was
Man,
perfect. This was
wow.
genuine. This was much needed for my boy left because I told him I'm like, man, there's so many stories. Like we got the 80%. Like we ain't even finished.
I'm
You know what
about
I'm
to say,
saying?
it sound
Like,
like you scraped the surface.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. We'll come back around. You know, in a year, we don't know what's gonna be going on.
Price
then,
gonna
bro,
go up
but-
in a year, man.
No, that's a
Oh,
fact.
man.
Price
Nah,
gonna
that's
go
a
up in
big
a year.
fact.
Nah, wherever we at, bruh, that like I really appreciated this, bruh. Like
Hey.
this was like it was therapeutic.
I was finna say that.
It
Yeah.
was super therapeutic, like
Uh.
just combing through everything.
Yeah.
You know, discussing everything. And it's
Yeah.
like sometimes when you just bring that fresh back in your mind, it's just like, wow. Like,
Give you chills.
Reignited.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
For real.
That
Yeah.
reignition. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's a fact. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Clean, safe travels is all
For
love,
sure,
my
man.
guy.
Again, appreciate
We
y'all
appreciate
coming out,
you.
man.
Appreciate
Heavy
y'all, man.
influences, for
Jeff,
sure.
Paul, like yeah, we definitely gonna make something happen
We
soon. Y'all
locked
in the
in.
city,
Say
we in the
less.
city,
We
we all
locked
in
in.
the city.
Hey, man, tell them Tell them what podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, y'all get your own. Tell them about the free
Oh, that
breakfast.
podcast, the podcast love, man. You know,
Yes,
me and
sir.
my boy Paulie do
Yeah.
the free
Come on.
breakfast
Free
podcast.
breakfast.
That's a fact.
We've been
man.
going all year. We
Yeah.
started
All
in
year.
January.
Yeah, all year.
We've been keeping it consistent. We really do like a episode a month because the podcast is an added addition to the whole brand.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So me and
Agency,
Paul
all that.
always
Yeah.
talk about picking up the consistency, but I think
y'all do it
for
just
doing
enough.
all that we doing, I think the consistency is nice.
And it always surprises
episode
us.
a
Oh
month.
shit!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, turn it on.
Like
Yeah,
free breakfast. Okay. Let
Yeah,
me,
exactly.
Let me click
Nah,
that. All
and,
right.
and that's the
Quick
reason why
snippet.
that kind of helped us. Like,
For
you know what I'm saying?
sure,
Like, I didn't even
man.
know he saw it before. I was like, you ever watch my boys? Probably, he was like,
already
oh yeah,
on
I already saw that. I said, all right, say less.
Oh, wow.
already
Between
on it
that,
for
like
sure.
me and Hefe always talk about podcasts, but between that and
Oh,
Knuckleheads,
yeah, I just, bro, Big Baby.
Hey, I gotta listen to it
episode
today.
is
I know,
fucking
hey.
hilarious.
he
I
is a
listened to it
clown,
this
bro.
morning.
I
He
gotta
is a
play that
clown.
one.
Bro,
That's
that
crazy.
nigga's fun. That's the funniest episode of
Nah,
Knucklehead.
That's
okay,
crazy.
okay.
Ooh,
But yeah,
that's
Paul, I
my-
thought you had one more
next.
thing.
Man, free breakfast, man.
Yeah, come
Tell
on.
them tap in.
Come on, I mean,
Be like,
any episode.
Where can they find you?
oh man,
Everybody, yeah.
everywhere. Apple Podcast app, SoundCloud, YouTube. Our Instagram presence is ridiculous. Make sure you
on.
tap in.
Mhm.
You know, the brand, the agency, all our personal pages. If you just go to the brand, either at TCS USA, at 1234 Agency, you go there, you'll find us right there, like
That's
right
lovely.
under. So
That's
you feel
lovely.
me, like
Perfect, man.
That's
definitely,
perfect.
man.
Man.
And we not unhuman, bro. We human, bro. Hit us
Tap
up.
in.
You feel
Tap
me?
in.
Like,
Yeah, I tell people
like,
that.
They
real
cool as hell.
accessible,
Tangible,
man.
bro.
You feel me?
Especially
Yeah.
my boy
Tangible.
Clean.
Yeah, clean, yo.
Clean the
gonna
most
talk to
accessible,
you.
but
Yeah.
you would think he'd be the least,
Least
most
accessible.
Right.
Yeah, that's the craziest
The
part.
least accessible.
Yeah.
He's the most accessible.
Nah, that's
Clean
a
will be
fact.
like, yo, bro, this person hit you. I'm like, yeah, bro, I ain't hit him back neither, bro. Like, all right. And
I'll
then he'll
tap
just,
in.
you feel me? Like, Clean will handle that, yo, because they say I'm an asshole sometimes. I don't really think so.
You
bro.
don't mean to be, even if
I
you
don't
are.
mean to be, bro,
Yeah.
but you feel me? Clean say sometimes I'm a little asshole, bro. So
I
like,
heard the
clean
same
gonna
thing.
clean it up,
Yeah.
keep
you
it
go.
nice and professional,
Yeah.
like yo,
Kosher,
you
keep
know,
it kosher.
Yeah, like
Keep it kosher.
you know, sorry that you're feeling this way, but we can accommodate your differences. You know, like shit
Clean the guy that if we got a problem with anybody we doing business with or something,
He's definitely
and
right.
we might want to curse them, clean the
Clean
fuck out.
the
Me and
fuck
Paul
out.
might be pissed.
Bruh.
We'll tell Clean to call him because he the man who could communicate the
That
best.
mediator.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
he gonna say it to you in a way
He gonna
that ain't
articulate
gonna
it.
make you
Yeah.
feel. You know what I'm saying? No type of way. I might get on the phone and say something that might make you mad.
Hefe say I offend people.
And
So-
Paul like security.
you feel me?
Don't say nothing about the clean slate or Paul might come see you.
Bro, I'm dead ass,
bro,
bro.
we keep trying to close, but we really gotta close. We gotta get out of here. But man, this,
My fault.
nah,
Nah,
this,
it's not
bro,
y'all,
this
it's
this
not y'all.
all love, bro, man.
For sure, for sure.
We dead ass appreciate this, man. This is the first episode, Penny Hardaway episode of the
Taking it
CC
from
Me
the top,
podcast,
man.
man.
This is
I'm your
hard.
co-host Cameron Carter, man. I appreciate y'all
And I'm
today.
signing out, man.
Yeah,
Corey
man.
Clyburn, appreciate y'all checking in with us.
That's
Yeah,
love.
tap in,
That's
tap
love.
in.
Yeah, we stop.
Woo! Yeah, man, that was lovely, bro.
Man, for sure.
Aesthetic in his fire.
Nervous at first, man. Y'all made that smooth for sure.
Bro,
Oh, it's right here.
That's one
Yeah, I did
That is on purpose?
I did it on the top. Yeah,
that's
I had enough time.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I had
really
enough
just,
time.
bro.
hard.
It's really just you being you, bro.
That's, you know what I'm saying? You gotta.
You
just
being you and
shit.
asking the questions, asking shit that you want to find out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man,
like,
it's like this. Like, man, this. Damn.
oh,
Yeah,
damn,
this
that
is- that
was.
was crazy.
it, right?
Yeah, we start social media probably tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow
yeah.
tonight, huh?
When y'all
Probably this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So,
was kinda
so
snatching that
I wanna,
social
but I wanna, like I told Sterl, like until we get real advertisements, like I want to do city advertisements. So you know, I'm going to
Yep.
people, even if you send a voice memo, just so we can put it in between.
Okay,
Break it up.
Just-
You know what I'm saying? So if y'all you want to do something like that, and y'all both do a voice memo, and we'll you know put it in the episode.
No cat commercial in the middle of that. Okay.